So they just gave us Hope and Arthur. And so Hope gets out, sees his mama, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" And so I guess they kind of get into it because Hope tries to create the illusion that she's been the only one taking care of Arthur for the past 5 years. So she's like, and the mom's like, no, you have not, sweetheart, because I have been here too and I have the receipts. And so she's like, well, I would love to see them, but that's not important right now. And so then basically the mom is telling her how he came in the world with her and she want him to leave with her, and how it ain't gonna be no problem when he gets to her house, and ain't no dude's gonna be popping up, right? So I'm like, oh, so that's what it is. So basically, then they go into Arthur saying how last time when he got out, how she had an old phone that she wasn't using, and he gave it to her. I mean, she gave it to him, and he saw a video of her and some other dude in the phone. And I'm like, girl, why didn't you delete the video? Like, why would you give him a phone with a video in there? Why would you not delete the video? Is it just me? Like, what? What? So then Hope tells us how last time when he got locked up, she told him she didn't know how long he was going to be locked up. So she told him that she still needed sex. So at first they agreed upon, her just going out as long as there was no emotional attachment. So then he started feeling some type of way, and so then she made the illusion that she stopped doing it, but then she still was doing it. So the mama basically like, if somebody pop up at your house, my son is gone, and I don't even want him there in the first place. I'm like, okay, mama, now I get it. And then she was late. She on the last straw. I get it. I get it. And then they went to commercial. So, well, he was pulling up and about to get out the little white van. So, yay, let's see who he leave with. Like, true. Like, so then they come back and it's Letitia and Keith. And Letitia gets home and tells, the good news to the family. Her younger daughter is happy, but her older daughter is not so much. She doesn't really feel comfortable. I guess she didn't want to get to know him at all, so she still doesn't know him. And she just wishes that he would move somewhere else while they get to know each other before he moved in forever. Which I'm like, which is understandable. I mean, but then with him coming out of jail, it's not, I don't know. But so he called, and the younger daughter, she was like, I bet that's your man, and it was him. And the older daughter was just sitting over there, not amused. And the younger daughter started crying. She like really started breaking down, crying, saying how she just want her daddy to come home. And then Letitia went in the confessional telling us how Keith has really been the only father figure that her younger daughter has known, because she was so young, and but her actual dad's not in her life, which is sad. And she started crying too. So like, that is hella sad though. Like, these men need to be better. Like, be better for the kids. Like, even if you don't like the person, like, that's still your blood running through that kid. You know what I mean? Like, you can still create a bond in a relationship with them. Because as she was saying, like, her daughter deserves to be a daddy's girl. Like, but I mean, more men are being parents these days. So let's snap it up for that. More men these days, like younger generation men, they're being parents. So shout out to y'all. But that was it. So I'll catch y'all at the next commercial. Okay, so they came back to Zariah and Troy. And it's 2 days before Troy's release date. And she goes to see a psychic. I knew it. Which I'm like, why does she not ask her psychic before she got this big ass tattoo all of the shit that she's asking right now? And she said that she went to her psychic. She's been going to the psychic for like 2 years or a year or something. So it's like, did she not tell you this before? Like, or did you not ask before? No, like, this never came up before. Because, I mean, I'm not knocking her going to the psychic and believing in spirituality versus overall religion. I'm not knocking her for that, because I'm a spiritual girl. I have a spiritual shock. Check me out. But yeah, it's like that's why I had to pray, because it's just like, why did she not ask these questions before she wrote his name in blood all over her body, basically? So I'm just like so in shock over this thing. I always lose the words. But anyway, so she goes to her psychic and she asking her psychic, basically, is this gonna last? Like, he's about to get out. I'm feeling anxious. She's feeling anxious because her body's trying to tell her. You know what I mean? Anyways, but she knows she's doing right. She's gonna go get guidance, trying to figure out what's going on. Her psychic tells her basically how when he gets out, he's preparing himself for negativity, basically. Like, he's preparing himself for negativity to come out, and basically that his baby mama is still in love with him. And she basically confirmed, like, his baby mama is still in love with him, and basically feels like Zariah is a placeholder, so when they break up, she's gonna swoop back in and have her family. So she's nervous about the baby mama even popping up on the release day. I'm like, you worried about all this, another female, you don't want to have his name tatted on your, like, her whole side, her whole, like. So basically she asked the psychic, is it gonna work? And y'all know I gotta get a cut off a video, but the psychic came back and pulled cards, and the cards told her no. Basically, Three of Swords came out in the heart. Yeah, no, heartbreak came out. So she started crying. She was just like, this is not what she wanted to hear. But it's like, why didn't you ask these questions before you tattooed that tattoo on your body? That's like my main question. All right. Then they came back with Kim and Joey, and Joey's about to get released. So Kim rented a cabin up in the woods for them to spend their first night together. So his mama came over to watch her kids. I'm like, okay, I like that she close to his mama. But then we find out that actually she was real close to his mama, like when she had her baby, like when it was like 3 weeks old or something, like a month old baby. And his mama was there for her, like through her whole other marriage, like the bad times of her breaking up with her whole other marriage. And yeah, so the kids love his mom. Like, even the youngest kid love his mom. So I'm like, okay. And they met at church. So his mom was telling, well, they don't know each other, but they connected through church. But his mom was telling us that she been praying for him to meet a Christian woman with a family and to get out and just live a straight life. And he got everything set up, so her prayers are being answered. So she's excited. Kim leaves. She get in the car. She's driving on her way to go pick him up. I guess to the cabin, and then the next day she gonna pick him up or whatever. But he called and tell her that some chick named Ashley, I guess, emailed him or something, contacted him and told him that Kim is still messing around with her ex-husband, and that she was at the club or some bar or something with some light-skinned dude. And I'm like, what? Talking about something about her guardian angel or something like that. I'm like, what is going on? Like, his mama was just saying her prayers was answered, and now he calling talking about some Kim is cheating. I'm like, girl. They ended the episode, so we ain't get to see nothing else. We're gonna find out more next week. So thank y'all for watching, and like, comment, subscribe, share. Comment, let me know what y'all thought of this episode, for real though, because it was a lot. It was a lot. And I'll see y'all next week.